guess we're gonna do another one just to show you guys. So since I last tuned this car, Richard did have an issue where he had ignition like problems with the old harness that someone made for him that kept going in and out, which ended up blowing his engine. So this car's been sitting here for a while to get a nicer engine in there pretty much. So we're about to drop it in today. The last engine the car had before was I think it was a Streetport T2 with a factory turbo, and then the VMAT made him, but the engine we're putting in now is like super spicy compared to what he had. So as you can see, this is the new engine. So it's street ported REW, is actual full REW, is not just intake manifold like before. Because before we had this intake on the T2, but now it's not a T2 anymore. I told him to just get a small bog warner for now, so it's a S257. They spool up crazy. I have one in a semi-peripheral making 400 at 9 pounds, but semi-peripheral to street port is a big difference. Then my engine bracket, so everything fits like really good. Just gotta throw this in there. I have to change some fittings around, like the one with back for the before. The T2 has the oil line down here, the FD has it on the top. I had to change this fitting out. I have to basically get block out plates for the lower intake we didn't have before, and run new fuel lines to the full function rail. So super spicy setup compared to what we had before. So it should be making like high 400s, which he doesn't want. He wants like 300. I'm gonna put it like a 400 or something. For right now, I'm just gonna spray the engine bay down a little bit, clean it up before I throw the engine in there. But I have to change this because this thing is pretty beat up. Change that, get the engine in there, do the downpipe, intercooler piping, oil lines, and this should run this week and hopefully be in a dyno by the weekend. Car's in a different position now because yesterday I got to work a lot. Engine's in, turbo's in, everything's completely on, intercooler, everything. I just have to like go through and see what parts I need to order. Since everything's a little bit different now, I'm about to change some lines around, like the oil cooler lines. The car didn't have a fuel pressure regulator, so now I'm gonna have to put one on there and just do a little bit of work in here so I can get the car running today, hopefully. I still have to put the wastegates out, and I have to do new dump tubes because you see the wastegate where it's sitting at is right there, and the hole is over there. So I have to make dump tubes for the wastegates, and then extend the downpipe. So it should be fun. Got almost everything ready to go. It's all bolted down. Ended up getting the downpipe done. You can see down there. So the downpipe is done. It's connected to the rest of the muffler now. And I came down here and did the wastegate dumps. When he bought the manifold, I brought some, but they were super short. There was no way they were gonna reach all the way to here. So now everything's ready to go. But other than that, everything else is like fit pretty good. Like the intercooler, all I have to do is get a 2.5 to 2.25 elbow, and it worked. Everything else worked perfectly, so it was pretty easy to swap. The only thing I noticed is that, let me see if the computer turns on. So the issue that I found out after swapping everything over is the map sensor. You see how it just starts tripping out? So the car's not even on right now, and the map sensor is just going crazy. So the problem I had is that when I first turned the car on, it literally ran like shit because it was marking that it was around like 8 pounds at idle, which is nonsense. So I kept diagnosing everything, checked ground, checked everything, made sure everything was like supposed to be where it's at, and it wasn't working out. Ended up putting a different computer on, and it solved the problem. So what I think happened is that he said the car shut off on him when the engine blew, so it probably just spiked something and it ended up burning the computer, because right now you see it's still going and it's literally marking 3 pounds when the car's off. So what I did to fix that, because we don't have time to send the computer out to how to get fixed, is I put a map sensor. So we put a 4 bar just because the 3 bar was out of stock. So it was like $8 more, so it wasn't a big deal. But now, if I go here up to the settings, functions, map sensor, you see it's set up right now to the onboard map sensor, which is bad. So since I already wired the other one, it's gonna switch it over, edit the connection, which is gonna be AV3. So AV3 is this one. Click on it, apply it, and now I have to reboot the ECU. Go up here, and now as soon as we reboot, you see, perfect, no more issue with the map sensor. So now you can actually hear the difference of the car with a working map sensor. So crank it. So now I can let the car run and adjust the timing, adjust the AFRs at idle, adjust everything, make sure everything's good, and just let it run so you can actually break in, because the drifting this car needs to be at is going to be this weekend, so the car needs to be broken in, tuned, and tested before the weekend, hopefully. So we only have 3 days to go. Well, at least the car runs now. Turn it back on now. So this thing is already off to a good start. It's already like turning on really fast. The engine literally doesn't even have not even like 5 minutes of runtime. So already did the base map. Car turns on perfect. Idle at AFRs, air fuel ratios are at 13.1, 13.3. So it's like pretty steady. For now, just gonna like take it outside, let it run. After that, get in the dyno, put like about like 2 hours of runtime before we start putting boost through it. I already changed the wastegate springs. I only put them at 12 pounds, so 12 pounds should be good for break-in. Just gotta take it slowly, tune it up. Like the drag car we did, that thing was tuned at 25 pounds, brand new engine, and it still runs perfect. But for this car, he already knows what is gonna happen, so he already knows the risk of it, and he trusts me, so he's gonna go for it. Just put in the dyno, put 12 pounds through the engine, and go have fun this weekend. All right, so Richard's car is done. It's loaded up. It's headed to the dyno. So right now I'm on the way there too. I gotta bring the truck. I need to get here some stuff later. But since this is a new engine, I needed a little bit of help tuning it. That way I don't mess it up. So I ended up bringing Master Tuner, Mochi Bud. But as you can tell right now, he's taking a little nap because he knows what's ahead of him. It's about to be like 3 to 4 hours of tuning because we're gonna break the car into the dyno. So he's getting his little beauty sleep on right now. Must be nice. Damn, man, if you only had those cool wheels in your car forever. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. I already did basically some minor tuning in the car to break in the engine a little better. So right now we just did the oil change and we're adding a little bit of 100 octane in the car and gonna start tuning for boost. So this is the part where I like because it starts making power and the customers start getting scared when they hear the car just ripping hard as fuck. on, driver. Leaking coolant. I felt it. I was like, I only recorded 3 runs. You can see the car's only making 290. Nah, nothing wrong with the dyno because you see it fucking takes off and it stops reading right here, but the torque keeps going all the way to over here. So we're making 350 foot-pounds of torque and 300 horsepower. It makes no sense. We'll be making like 400 easily. We gotta figure that out. Well, this thing is done with. One thing I said we're gonna do is street tune it because the dyno doesn't really offer road conditions like you actually do in a road. So when we get back to the shop, we're gonna take it out and street tune it. But right now, we just gotta load it up and this dude's fancy ass trailer, and then head back to the shop. I still need to get my FC ready.